everybody, and welcome to my ReBirth! I have something I want to show you. Check this out.
My name is Ariel, and I've set up this YouTube account just so that I can kind of get a feel for it.
That was me at age 16, okay? I'm 23 now.
Now I feel like I need to hold a cup of tea or an other hot beverage in my hands because this will be one of those chatty discussion videos.
So after watching Ariel's video, and Miriam's, it got me thinking a little about the death, the evolution, the change in BookTube. As a young channel, I may seem not to have any authority in such a matter. Not that anyone needs an authority to have an opinion. However, I have been watching BookTube for years, and actually, my first attempt at starting a channel was 2 years ago. It didn't work out.
So I wanted to also make a channel just to talk about my view on some of the books. I want to talk about books that I like, review them, talk about themes in books, and like analyse groups of books together, I guess. Might do some case studies on authors.
Now, in what position does this put me? Together, we will explore some opinions that have been playing in my mind in the hopes of discerning my own perspective. From the 2 videos mentioned before, I have distilled my discussion into 3 main points that I feel are necessary. The first is my take on what the girls brought up. On originality, I will explore the space for creativity and originality on BookTube. But there's no point in my continuing to recycle the same old opinions that have been bandied about on this platform for many a year. On collaboration is my idea for a way in developing the community in a movement that breaks the cycle of stagnation. Finally, on being the change, this will take my take on what I have learned from my time viewing, creating for, and engaging with BookTube. So it appears to me that both Ariel and Miriam are finding limitations put upon themselves because of BookTube. I can understand this. There seems to be a preference for the kind of videos BookTube has put up. Ideas don't seem as original, as creative as they once did. But what does it mean to be creative? There are so many different kinds of creative crafts out there. Creating content on YouTube is one of them. But that in itself doesn't mean that you are limited. Sure, the ultimate reason that brings people to this community is to share in the love of books. Some videos are simple. Some videos are edited beautifully. Some videos don't even show the face of the creator. However, this in itself doesn't kill creativity. So what does? I've just recently finished reading a collection of plays by Eugene Ionesco, and I would like to focus this first part of the discussion around his most famous play, The Rhinoceros. It is a long 3-act play where all but one character turn into rhinos. It's absurdist theatre to its core, yet it is firmly grounded in critiquing society. I enjoyed this play, more so than the other 2 in the collection, but when I was reading it, there was an unsettling parallel between the action and the conversations happening here on BookTube. The cast of characters talk in cliches, repeating the same things as each other. They judge the one man who doesn't fit in, and they're so dogmatic in their mass-mediated thoughts that they ultimately become rhinos. And you can see it here happening on BookTube. The biggest creators have found what works, or control what works. Content becomes homogenized. The same videos made at the same time, talking about the same books, the same prizes, copy, repeat, a constant cycle lest they disappoint their subscribers. Here is the limitation, the stagnation of new ideas, the flaw to the liberal logic that dictates what can and can't be said. So what sort of things should, or actually could, be changed if you wanted to stop just making book hauls? Now, the word collaboration isn't new to my channel. It's something I've talked about before, and it's something I would like to talk about again, particularly in reference to an academic called Anna Singh. She's written a few books, but there's one quote that always stands out to me. She says, "We learn to throw our ambition at individual advancement rather than imagining wider circles and more playful interconnections through which contributions might be made. We feel driven to market our ideas for their quick sale appeal, not for their contribution to a slow collective project. We forget to ask how our work opens curiosity rather than admiration. Might we use the heady rush of creativity and charisma, but plough it back to the scholarly process rather than toward the fetish of individual brilliance? Collaborative experiments at their best make the process more important than the race. Due to the nature of YouTube as a platform, it promotes this fetish of individual brilliance. Collaborations are oftentimes used to just grow your own identity. However, it's not always the case. Collaboration doesn't mean that you have to be in the same room. Take Leah from Hide and Seek and Sean from Sean the Bookmaniac. They made the best collaboration video I think I've ever seen. It was a buddy read video and so enjoyable to watch. And take Kate from Girl Reading. Her collaboration videos support many readers, and not just her friends who have the same amount of numbers as she does that can help her progress further on YouTube. But collaboration isn't always what we imagine it to be. Working with each other as a community, instead of opting to denounce others in our bid for achieving higher, is an act of collaboration. It is about putting your money where your mouth is when you say you support fellow creators. Of course, it becomes difficult to balance support, collaboration, equality on this platform, and so that means it is time to think creatively. I've been dipping in and out of this book, Arts of Living on a Damaged Planet, of which Anna Singh is an editor, and this has inspired a lot of my thinking on collaboration. Particularly on YouTube, whilst there are many friends on here, sometimes it does feel like you're watching the ghosts of people. They make content, but their engagement isn't there. I would like to end this part with a quote from Ursula K. Le Guin from this book. She says, "Relationship among all things appears to be complex and reciprocal, always at least two-way, back and forth. It seems that nothing is single in this universe, and nothing goes one way." So what sort of change can I make? Let's begin this part by looking back at my original video, and let's ask the question, what happened?
That's the sort of thing I'm going to be talking about on here. I hope you like my content. I'm hoping to update it quite regularly, but we'll see how things go. But yeah, I hope you're looking forward to getting to know me a bit more through my channel. We can grow together, because this is like, I'm completely new to this, so it's going to be fun. Anyway, yeah, I'll upload a new video soon. I'll see you later. Bye.
I didn't make any more videos because, much like both Ariel and Miriam, I felt trapped. I was already bored of making the same old videos as everybody else, and I hadn't even begun. I felt I had no direction, nothing to drive me. That is, until I started my masters, and I started finding things that really interested me, concepts that sparked my interests, thoughts and ideas that were really great. For this part of the video, I would like to use one final book to consider whilst thinking about this topic. A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle is a children's classic that explores the topic of conformity in an easy yet interesting way. In another world, the characters are faced with a totalitarian mindset which ensures everyone within keeps pace, stays in line and works at the same rhythm. It is up to our characters to ensure they don't fall into this mindset, this trap. Like the characters from A Wrinkle in Time, we must collaborate not with just each other, but with our other interests. It's about embracing all the sides that make us unique, embracing our interests, and even embracing our flaws. To look at Ariel, feeling free by wanting to explore documentary making, and Miriam, embracing her enjoyment in philosophy, poetry, zines, and stream of consciousness. This is the direction of a freer BookTube, one where there becomes no single way of thinking to conform to. So then, what are my interests? Well, of course, it's clear to many people that I am interested in social theory, but I'm also interested in film directors, and writing. I enjoy writing, both creative and academic. And then, of course, there's theatre and plays. I enjoy all these things. And it's really interesting to see how these shapes and ideas have shaped my channel so far.
Hi guys, it's Matt here from MCS-books, and today I'm here to do a video for a non-fiction library book crawl. Hi guys, it's Matt here from MCS-books. Now today I'm going to start a new sort of video series, which I'm going to title Bad Book, Good Movie. Hi guys, it's Matt here from MCS-books, and today I'm going to do my first February engagement. Hi guys, it's Matt here from MCS-books, and today I am here for a February recommendations video. In the style of, if you liked this book, you will like this one, I'm going to take 3 popular books and then recommend you 3 plays which I think you might enjoy.
Now, I'm proud of the content that I create. I find ways to bring in my interest and yet still keep my videos on the topic of books, at least most of the time. When it comes to creating content that excites you and keeps you wanting to create it, it requires a certain sense of activity. There may be limitations like time, money, editing software, etc., but do not let the idea of what BookTube is be one of those. If you want to see a change in the ever-flowing rush of recycled content and single-minded thought, then be the change. Be the change you want to see. Do what makes you happy and don't feel obliged to adhere to the conventions that the rhinos promote. As for the future of my channel, I'm going to keep experimenting and keep growing, whether it be through travelling to different ideas and topics, or even adventuring into Wonderland and discovering new things. I hope to collaborate, to think, and to keep on reading books and share them with you.